Diving into the sea of financial literature can be a bit challenging. I myself have had my own fair share of challenges while swimming across its heavy torrents. However, having read over 60 finance books, I've learned some key principles that make for financial greatness. Let's check them out. 1. Mastering the art of financial self-control. This lesson is simple but seriously powerful. When you're in the hot seat with finance worries, maybe wondering how to make money online or trying to manage your personal finance, just ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Benjamin Graham and Morgan Housel have an important lesson. Financial success is 90% behavior and 10% knowledge. More than technical expertise, it's about keeping impulses in check, sticking to budgets, and holding firm on investment strategies, even when markets get wobbly. When it comes to personal finance, it's all about reining in the desire to spend more than you earn. Most folks know what to do with their wealth. It's the follow-through that's the real challenge. 2. Balancing act. Offense and defense in personal finances. In The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, they drive home the importance of not just making money, but also knowing how to save and protect it. Boosting income is fantastic, but managing expenses and steering clear of debt is just as crucial for amping up your wealth. Finding that sweet spot between earning and spending, that's your ticket to financial triumph. There are essentially 3 things you can do with your money. You can spend it, save it, or invest it. Now, where most folks slip up is they go overboard on one of these. Saving. See, over time, things tend to get pricier, which means the value of your money drops. So saving is kind of like spending in slow motion due to inflation. So in reality, you've got 2 main options: spend or invest. Looking at it this way makes it clear which path leads to winning the money game. Building wealth isn't a one-size-fits-all gig. Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk all hit it big in their own unique ways. What worked for them might not be your ticket because your skills, resources, and goals are your own. There's no single guaranteed route to financial success. Some roads will be smoother for some than others. So don't get too hung up on others' strategies. Focus on finding what clicks for your specific situation and ambitions as you trek toward growing your wealth. 3. Live within your means, but also earn more. There's this cool idea from a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Second Chance. He challenges the usual advice of just pinching pennies and asks, why not figure out how to get rich, or better put, how to make more money? Cutting costs can be a real downer, right? Instead, focus on finding ways to boost your income. Start thinking, how can I afford it? Instead of, I can't. It really hit home for me because, honestly, there's only so much you can cut back. Plus, your most precious assets are your time and energy. You can use that energy to find out how to make money online and learn wise financial planning. 4. Unleashing the magic of compounding returns. Ever heard of compounding interest being hailed as the 8th wonder of the world? Read books like The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, and you'll see why. It's like a money-making snowball. Your investment earns, and then those gains earn even more. The earlier you jump in, the bigger the snowball gets. Time is your secret weapon here. Even with a small start, the potential growth over the years is mind-boggling. You grow your initial sum, then let those returns snowball on top. Bonds earning interest on interest? Yep, that's in the mix too. Just like a business booming as profits get reinvested, it's the ultimate road to wealth with compounded gains. 5. Take risks. Diving into the realms of risk and uncertainty, Nassim Nicholas Taleb's work, The Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness, shed light on this critical aspect. In the realm of investments, risk is ever present. However, it's the catalyst for potential rewards. Embracing calculated risks while also being prepared for setbacks and losses paves the way for substantial financial opportunities. You know, luck isn't just something that happens by chance. It's often the result of taking a bunch of actions. The more you do, the luckier you get. So don't be afraid to try new things. Even if they don't all pan out, that's totally normal. Remember, even Edison had tons of misses before he hit it big with the light bulb. And Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, he knows that out of all the companies he owns, only a handful really made him the big bucks. So keep at it, because sometimes all it takes is that one brilliant idea or moment to change everything. 6. Assets and liabilities. In the world, according to Robert T. Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, an asset is a cash cow, while a liability is a cash drain. Assets are the money makers. Think investments, real estate, stocks, bonds, even intellectual property or a booming business. On the flip side, liabilities are the expenses, mortgages, car loans, credit card debts, and other financial commitments that drain your wallet. Rich Dad's Golden Nugget? Want to learn how to become rich? Buy more assets. Building wealth boils down to stacking assets and trimming liabilities. Grasping the real price of debt and making educated financial choices can steer you toward prosperity. Assets fatten your wallet through gains or cash flow. Liabilities, on the other hand, slim it down with payments, interest, and depreciation. 7. Unleashing the wealth-generating potential of business ownership. The art of owning a business is a profound strategy for amassing wealth, a principle highlighted in various books, including the life story of Warren Buffett. It's more than just about income and tax perks. It opens doors to scalability and the chance for sizable profits when it's time to sell. It's a path well trodden by many millionaires and billionaires who built their fortunes on the foundation of businesses they themselves established. Businesses serve as the ideal launchpad for accelerating wealth growth through the development of the ultimate cash-generating asset. 8. Cracking the code on inflation. The sneaky erosion of purchasing power due to inflation is a topic that frequents financial discussions. What a dollar can buy today will be different in the years to come. Burton G. Malkiel's A Random Walk Down Wall Street urges us to invest in assets that outrun inflation, a vital strategy for preserving and growing wealth. Currency, after all, loses value over time. Homes and the stock market naturally appreciate because they factor in inflation. To maintain your purchasing power, you must outperform inflation. Remember, when you retire, your pensions and portfolio will hold a different value compared to today. Shield yourself against inflation's bite by holding assets. Paychecks don't always keep pace with rising costs. 9. Think outside the box. Thinking big isn't just about dreaming up ambitious goals. It's about setting targets that not only inspire you, but also nudge you out of your cozy comfort zone. Take Elon Musk, the guy who's thinking about settling on Mars with SpaceX. And remember Steve Jobs? He revolutionized the world with Apple's inventions. These legends show us the power of having colossal dreams. See, small thinkers just focus on what's right in front of them. But big thinkers? They see possibilities that stretch way beyond the present moment. Let's say you're pulling in $3,000 a month, and you set this massive goal of hitting $20,000. That goal is going to change how you roll. You'll be diving into different books, tuning into different videos, and maybe passing on a few things. But thinking leads to big actions, and that's how you land those massive results. Some folks flip it and say, "Give me $20,000 a month, and then I'll act like someone who pulls that in." But it doesn't work that way. You've got to become the person who rakes in that kind of cash first. Only then will you start seeing those colossal results. And you can't do this if you're not letting yourself dream big. Now, many of us figure our jobs support our lives, but let's be real. Sometimes our jobs end up being our whole lives. We're talking 35 to 40 years grinding away. And the reason is all about that paycheck. Thinking big? Well, that can be a real challenge when you're working for someone else's dreams. To truly think big, you might just need to break free from those situations and start making smart money choices. 10. The earlier, the better. When I first dove into financial education and investing in financial freedom, there was this common advice that kept popping up. If you squirrel away a small chunk of change and let it grow for like 40 years, you could end up with a cool million. Now, this advice totally adds up, but it left me with mixed feelings. On one hand, I got pumped about the idea of having $1 million someday from compound interest. But on the flip side, I thought about being all old by then. Did I really want to be rolling in dough for retirement planning when I might need help just getting around? Or savoring life? I wanted nice things, sure, like a fancy ride, but I didn't want to be too old to really enjoy them. That's when I stumbled upon a game changer of a book called The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco. This book's all about scoring big and retiring early by diving into stuff like starting a killer business, inventing something epic, or crafting things that can bring in a boatload of cash while you're still young. Now, usually when you hear "get rich quick," Alarm bells go off, right? It kind of sounds like some scams about to unfold, but the author's not talking about overnight success. Like if you kick off a business, you might go all in for 5 or 10 years. But once it hits its stride, you might never have to work again. And that, my friend, is what the author means by get rich quick. If you stack it against investing for 40 years, well, 10 years is looking pretty swift. Now, snagging financial freedom while you're still young, it opens up a world of possibilities, choices, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Remember, compound interest has a way of working its magic over time. Take Warren Buffett, for instance, legendary investor. Most of his wealth rolled in after he hit 50. His finance secret is investing. But the real trick? Time. He's been at it since he was a kid. And that's a wrap. Did you find this video helpful? Which of these secrets will you start putting into practice? For more insight and financial tips on how to invest, insurance, and minimalism, please subscribe to our channel.